The romance genre of anime is my personal favorite. There's something about the slow growth of a relationship between characters that never gets old. The ups and downs, hitches and starts that keep you on the edge of your seat until a confession, or a kiss, or some other expression of love. I also really appreciate that there's so much variation within the genre. There's sweet and light romances, adult and introspective entries, and a million things in between. Recently, though, I've been thinking about how one would get into the romance genre for the first time. Maybe you watch a more mainstream anime, and the little parts of romance grab your attention. Maybe you are being fed clips on social media. Or maybe, in a meta way, you saw this video and are now watching me talk about them. Regardless of how you got here, figuring out where to start is a daunting task. There are a million different shows that all offer up something different, and as many different opinions out there about said shows. Also, if we're being honest, some shows require a higher tolerance for any number of anime-specific tropes than others. With all of that in mind, I believe I have figured out 2 different anime that would be the perfect starting point for anyone who wants to get into romance anime. These are Kaguya-sama Love is War and Horimiya. Both offer up different approaches to the genre, but also share some key elements. Neither contain that much fan service, which if you don't know are those moments that sexualize one of the characters for really no reason. This also may be obvious, but I think both are really good. There's stuff to chew on with both stories, but they also are super well paced. Both are really popular, which means there's active communities to engage with if you want to do that after watching. Finally, they are available on Crunchyroll, which I believe is still the most popular anime streaming service. Let's dive briefly into each show individually. Kaguya-sama Love is War is the rom-com offering I have for you. This has the lower barrier to entry, as even if you are on the fence about the romance, it is more than funny enough to make it worth your time. The show's grasp on its characters is its greatest strength, and each episode feels like sending all of these wrecking balls colliding into each other with reckless abandon. There's multiple moments from the series that I can recall vividly as some of the most creative and hilarious stuff I've seen from any anime. The romance part manages to carve out its own space to be sweet and thoughtful, while also truly capturing how awkward and painful love in your teenage years can be. This is some of the best balancing between romance and comedy that you'll find anywhere. If you enjoy it as much as I do, you'll also be pleased to see that there's plenty to sink your teeth into, with 3 full seasons, a movie, a TV special, and a final new movie still on the way. Kaguya-sama Love is War is a roller coaster that you won't want to end, a show that gets better the longer it goes on, and a real part of the anime zeitgeist as a whole. Horimiya is the more straightforward romance offering I have for you. If you want to dip your toe into the genre properly, there's no better place to start than here. There's still laughs to be had, but the reflections this show makes on love and relationships are the kind that still stick with me today. This was the first romance anime to really make me feel like there was more to dig into with this genre. And now, 90 odd videos later, I'm glad this started me off. One of the big reasons I recommend Horimiya is that it doesn't waste your time. The romance moves swiftly and naturally, leaving room for side relationships to have their own impacts on the story. The characters also defy a lot of the cliches that you'll see in other romances, which I think makes it a great place to start. This will set a baseline of well thought out and more realistic characters, and then have fun lining it up with whatever you watch next. I also love that the entire story manages to be told in just 13 episodes, and if you want to fill in some of the gaps, there's a companion season. I know I'm biased with this show being my second favorite of all time, but I think you'd be hard pressed to do better than Horimiya as a first romance. And that's it. I really spent a while working out what I wanted to recommend. I hope you appreciate my suggestions. I know to anyone like me who watches a lot of romance anime, these might seem like no-brainers, but that might just be the best indicator that these are good picks. If you end up trying either of these, I'd love to hear what you think of them, either on this video or a future one. And to anyone who has seen them already, drop other suggestions below. If you liked the video today and like video essays about romance, anime, and romance anime, liking and subscribing helps a ton and will keep you in the loop, as does hitting the hype button on the mobile app. I'm Slam Anime, and I'll see you next time.